Miami Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra has had nothing but praise to offer when speaking about rookie point guard Kasparas Giannis. He most recently described him as a pit bull, and it's almost as if the team is taking the complete opposite approach with Giannis than they've been taking with Kel'el Ware. Where SPO publicly criticizes Ware, he goes above and beyond with praise for Giannis. It's pretty obvious that SPO loves the way Giannis approaches the game, and it could reveal the biggest potential problem with Ware. Even though it's somewhat of a mystery as to what we should expect from Giannis this season, it's clear that SPO and the Heat love his intangibles enough. Giannis is far from a finished product, but it's clear that the raw talent is present. And for a strong developmental organization like the Heat, that's all they need to be sold on a prospect. If they believe Giannis is doing everything in his power to put himself in the best position to succeed, the Heat will reciprocate that respect. The Heat love Giannis. That's what we're seeing develop between SPO and Giannis. The true test will ultimately come once the regular season arrives. Historically speaking, SPO has been generally hesitant to play rookies right away. Could Giannis be the exception? In his lone extended preseason showcase, he did look awfully good. In what was his first real action in a Heat uniform, aside from Summer League, which is not entirely the same, Giannis was the team's best playmaker in uniform. For a team that has a desperate need for a natural point guard, that had to be a good feeling for the organization. Why Giannis could be a night one contributor. In his preseason debut for the Heat, Giannis finished with 10 assists. Even if he isn't fully developed as a scorer, if he can be that level of playmaker on a semi-consistent level, it's going to be awfully difficult for SPO to keep him off the floor. At this point, especially with how much SPO clearly is a fan of Giannis, the only thing that could keep him out of the good graces of the Heat is injuries. Unfortunately, he's already battled a couple of minor ones in training camp and this preseason. While they've been minor, they've also been enough to keep him out of action. That's not ideal. It's certainly something to keep a close eye on as we inch closer and closer to the start of the regular season. One thing is clear, though, and it's the fact that SPO has an affinity for Giannis. It should give him an upper hand for minutes heading into the beginning of the season. The Golden State Warriors have been widely regarded as the clear winners of February's blockbuster Jimmy Butler trade with the Miami Heat, but that could still very much change as the years progress. Having turned Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and Lindy Waters 3 into Butler, the Warriors got an obvious upgrade and a second star to pair with Stephen Curry. However, they also gave up a protected first-round pick which conveyed as the 20th overall in this year's draft. That could now be the saving grace for the Heat and a reason why the outcome of the deal may take a twist, with rookie guard Kasparas Giannis looking like a potential steal. Kasparas Giannis could change the fortunes of the Jimmy Butler trade. After some struggles during Summer League in July, Giannis now looks far improved and appears an excellent playmaker who could step in and play minutes for Miami right away. The 20th overall pick has 11 assists in less than 30 preseason minutes, while also easily leading the team in plus-minus. NBA GMs recently voted Giannis as the biggest steal of the draft, giving him 17% of the vote, which ranked ahead of 5th overall pick Ace Bailey and 14th overall selection Carter Bryant. Bleacher Report's Greg Swartz also recently predicted that Giannis would make an All-NBA rookie team this season, something that would be impressive given the strength of the 2025 draft. The NBA has to hate that a prospect as talented as Kasparas Giannis fell to the Miami Heat organization. After averaging 15.0 points, 5.7 rebounds, 4.7 assists, and 0.9 steals per game last season at Illinois, Giannis will put up good enough numbers to make an all-rookie team this season in Miami, Swartz wrote. The 19-year-old is the last piece of the puzzle in evaluating the Butler trade. Anderson has already been moved on to the Utah Jazz, while Wiggins has also been in trade rumors this offseason. The 2022 All-Star remains in Miami and figures as a key piece of their rotation, but his impact pales in comparison to what Butler provides Golden State. Right now, it looks like a one-sided trade, but there's some danger in that changing if Giannis becomes an unexpected star as a late first-round pick. For a team stuck in the middle at present, it could also be the kind of development that sees the Heat catapult back into contention following a pair of finals appearances with Butler. As for the Warriors, they won't be losing sleep over Giannis's development as they focus on their own path back to genuine title contention, but it is nonetheless an interesting wrinkle to the Butler trade. Pat Riley is known for coveting superstar talent. The Miami Heat missed out on Kevin Durant earlier this summer as they failed to pry him from the Phoenix Suns. However, that doesn't mean Riley won't continue to bide his time and wait for the next star to hit the trade market. That could mean that Miami emerges as a potential destination for Giannis Antetokounmpo if his situation with the Milwaukee Bucks continues to deteriorate. And while the Heat aren't expected to be one of his preferred landing spots, the franchise could likely put together an enticing trade package. With that in mind, Matt Moore of Fansided recently proposed a trade that would send the 9-time All-Star to the Kaseya Center should he become available. The trade idea looks like this. Miami Heat get Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Porter Jr. Milwaukee Bucks get Tyler Herro, Terry Rozier, Nikola Jovic, Kel'el Ware, 2 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks. Jovic is valuable, but his value diminishes with Giannis there, Moore wrote. And you avoid paying Herro a big extension. You re-sign Norman Powell on a big extension and try to win now with Giannis Bam Powell. Riley would undoubtedly ensure that he surrounds Giannis with the necessary talent to compete with the Heat. The key would be surrounding him with two-way talent that thrives on the perimeter and can guard their yard defensively. Heat would need time to build around Giannis. For the Heat, the biggest drawback to acquiring Giannis would be that they wouldn't immediately be ready to contend. The 2-time MVP has made it clear that he wants to compete for another championship. Yet, the cost of prying him out of Milwaukee would likely mean the Heat needs a year or 2 to build a competitive roster. That likely won't fly with Giannis, who will turn 31 on December 6th. Sure, Miami could trade for Giannis, but he doesn't owe the franchise any loyalty. He would likely opt out of his player option at the end of the 2026-27 season and make his way to a situation that would better suit his goals. Whether that means the Heat would become hyper-aggressive in the trade and free agent market as they bid to appease Giannis would remain to be seen. Of course, this is all hypothetical. Nevertheless, it's a potential scenario that could arise if Miami did find a way of striking a deal with the Bucks. NBA is preparing for Giannis to leave Bucks. According to ESPN's Brian Windhorst, who was speaking on a recent episode of ESPN's First Take, the teams around the NBA are preparing to see Giannis leave the Bucks in the near future. It is very clear to the whole league that Giannis's situation in Milwaukee is probably short-term, he said. Could they surprise the league this year and have a great run in the Eastern Conference? I've seen stranger things. But the league is preparing for the end of Giannis's tenure in Milwaukee. If, or more likely when, Giannis becomes available, the Heat will likely be listed among the interested parties. However, that doesn't guarantee them a seat at the negotiating table. And if Giannis has a desired destination, Milwaukee would likely try to honor that. Still, Riley won't easily be dissuaded from trying to bring a genuine superstar to the Heat. After all, that's always one of his primary goals for the franchise.